The onset of the Second World War with Japan brought with it a whirlwind of pain and suffering for the Japanese Americans living in the U.S. at that time. With the threat of Japanese forces invading the west coast of the United States, the U.S. government quickly took action, and their solution was to lock away these individuals and keep them under armed guard. At the time of the internment, some 120,000 Japanese Americans were living in the West Coast, and about two-thirds of them were born in the United States. However, in 1942, FDR, with the support of the military and Congress, signed into law Executive Order 9066, which targeted anyone of Japanese descent and required them to report to authorities for relocation. The order created, along with it, the War Relocation Authority, who created military camps in isolated areas of Southern California and the Midwest. These camps, run by the military and constructed in the same fashion as a military base, would become the future home for a people with an uncertain future. Japanese Americans were given just 1 week to sell or dispose of their property and homes and to report for relocation by the War Relocation Authority. Life in the camps was anything but normal. However, the barbed wire and armed guards did not hamper the spirits of those who found themselves in the camp. Stuck in limbo and stripped of their rights, the Japanese turned to each other to help establish a sense of order and stability to everyday life. The camps were maintained by the internees, all under the supervision of the War Relocation Authority. Change came slowly for these interns as the war in the Pacific raged on. It wasn't until the Korematsu case that the issues of unjust, unconstitutional incarceration came before the Supreme Court. Korematsu versus United States was brought after the man of the same name was convicted for failing to report to the camps. The case made it all the way to the highest court of the land and was overturned, and the court ruled that holding persons without being charged with a crime was unconstitutional. And 1 day before the court's decision was released, FDR signed another order rescinding Executive Order 9066, allowing these interns to return to their homes. There is no way of getting back those lost years. It was not until Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act of 1988 into law that the first efforts by the government were made to make amends for these lost years.